Greetings, vigilantes, heroes and heroines. You're tuned in to Project SuperVillain. I'm your host, ArcDrifter, and today we're doing a top 5 once again. It's July coming up right now, and there's some games to check out, and not too many, but there's some pretty good ones. So, without further ado, let's jump into it right away. Number 5, As Dusk Falls. Okay, so As Dusk Falls comes out July 19th for the PC, Xbox One, Xbox Series S, and X. And it's published by, obviously, Xbox Game Studios, but it's developed by Interior/Night. It's a story game that's quite similar to a Telltale game or something you see out of like the Dark Pictures anthology, kind of something like that. Except it's got this really unique 2D art style. I really like it. It's all hand-drawn. It's super creative. It's really interesting, but definitely, yeah, it's a choice-based game, and you play as multiple protagonists throughout the game. It looks like it's 2 families of people. I'm not sure if you play as all of them. It's not clear how many people, but apparently there's up to 8 players for a controller swap co-op. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work either. They're being pretty vague about it, but we'll find out pretty soon. So I'm assuming there's 8 different characters to play as throughout the game. But it takes place across 30 years. Also, there's a downloadable companion app you can get for the game that allows you to vote on decisions and stuff to be made. So there might actually not be 8 people. It could just be you all have to vote for the right decision. I'm not too sure how that's going to work, but we're gonna have to find out when it comes out. I hope it just allows controller passing, because that would be simple, but like I said, there might not be enough characters playable for that, so we'll see how that goes. Again, like I said, it's like a Telltale game, so it's got this decisions have devastating consequences thing going on in it. So there's going to be obviously multiple playthroughs available for you. You're going to have a different experience if you play through a second time, I'm sure. Didn't say how many like endings there were, but I'm assuming there's more than a couple. And it's, like I said, it's just got this beautiful hand-drawn art. I really like that. It's presented in a pretty unique format, so definitely check this one out if you have Game Pass. It'll be added onto there as well. I'm going to be checking it out for that reason, more than likely anyways. But let's move on to our next pick. Number 4, Live Alive, or Live Alive. It's one of the two. I think it's Live Alive. I don't know. Okay, so Live Alive or Live Alive, I'm not sure exactly what the pronunciation is. I think the fans call it Live Alive, and then Live Alive is the official. I am not stepping in that landmine. I don't fucking know. I'm not a fan of the series. I don't know anything about it, but I am definitely interested in this one. It's coming out July 22nd for the Nintendo Switch only. It's published by Nintendo, and it's going to be developed... was developed already by Square Enix. It was Squaresoft at the time, but yeah, because this is an old game that's being remastered now. It's a RPG, obviously a JRPG pretty well, and it's got like this really cool strategy, like grid-based combat system, but it's mainly, the thing is that makes it cool essentially is the 7 playable stories featuring different protagonists, and they all have a different time period. It's completable in any order. You can play any of the 7. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention this, but this game was only available in Japan for the longest time. I'm not sure when it became available in North America and Europe and all that, but it's available now, and it's also going to be remastered very soon, like I said, the 22nd. And like I said, it's got this grid-based thing. It's like 7x7. It's tactical strategy, kind of like chess is what they were saying. And the 7 different playable stories include the prehistory, which is like Stone Age, and there's no like script or anything. It's literally everybody just talking in emojis and stuff like that. So that's gonna be interesting, that one. The Wild West, and that's like cowboys and shit. Imperial China, you're like on a quest to find a worthy successor. I guess you're like an older dude. I'm not too sure how that one works. Anyway, the Twilight of Edo Japan is another one where you're like on ninja and you're on the quest to become like the strongest ninja or some shit. The present day, where you're like playing as some sort of wrestler dude. The near future, telepath versus robots. The distance futures, like Star Wars inspired. There's like it's intergalactic and shit like that. Anyways, after you complete it all, apparently there's more to unlock. There's like the story doesn't just end after the 7 are done. There's like a thing that connects them all and stuff like that. That's the best I can say without spoiling things. But yeah, you unlock more when you beat them all, and that's pretty cool. So when you're playing through the game, I guess like defeating enemies, you get more XP and stuff like that. You get weapons and equipment. There's like lots of typical RPG stuff in this game. If you're familiar with any like Final Fantasy game or any Tales game, you'll understand pretty well how this game works majority of the time. But I don't know much more about this game. All I know is it's pretty interesting to me. I'm intrigued. I kind of want to check it out, honestly. Kind of reminds me of Octopath Traveler and that newer one, Triangle Strategy. Those are all like games that like center around different characters and stuff like that in a similar art style. And anyways, I'm droning on. Let's move on to the next one.
Number 3, Digimon Survive.
Okay, so on July 29th for the PC, PS4, Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch, we're going to be seeing Digimon Survive come out. It's been published by Bandai Namco, and it's going to be developed by Hyde. So this game is kind of like a grid-based game as well. Like that's where the combat's going to be kind of like. It's turn-based as well, strategy. It's a solo experience as well. There's no co-op or anything like that, but it's going to feature a pretty dark storyline. When you're thinking about Digimon, like it's not going to be like your cookie cutter Digimon adventure where it's like a quest to save the world. I mean, even those like were kind of dark when you think about them, but this is like really dark. It's also kind of more like a mystery solving thing, so you're kind of like detectives and whatnot. It's decision making and whatnot. I'm not sure if decisions are going to be quite as impactful as Dusk Falls, the game I just mentioned earlier, but it does look like it's going to have some sort of decision making mechanic in it at least. But yeah, like I said, you can see right there, it's got some strategy, grid-based, turn-based combat. Grid-based, turn-based, I'm based. Let's move on to the next one. I don't have much more information, so yeah.
Number 2, Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
On July 29th for the Nintendo Switch exclusively, published by Nintendo, it is also developed by Monolith Soft. We got Xenoblade Chronicles 3. This game, it looks amazing, honestly. If you like, check out this trailer, it looks absolutely insane. The graphics look pretty good for the Switch, honestly, and then the story just, like, honestly, they've showed off so much of the gameplay that it makes me very confident in it, honestly. They showed off a lot of cutscene as well, which is, like, that just shows off the fidelity of the Switch, I hope, anyways, because it's only out on the Switch. It's not going to be a PC game, so... you know, we've been bamboozled before by trailers spiffing things up and whatnot. We'll have to wait and see, but like I said, it does look pretty good, and Xenoblade is known for being pretty good already, so I have a pretty high hopes for this. It's a third-person JRPG, if you're not familiar. It's going to feature a giant open-world map, including fast travel, so it's not going to be stupidly hard to get around. But giant bosses roam the map, too, like just typical fucking RPG shit. Looks great. There's infighting between factions, so you're going to see stuff like that happening in this game, too. You can communicate with your other members of the team and build relationships between fighting and stuff. Not sure exactly if it's like only like when you're in rest periods or if like it's something you can do on the road as well. There's a time of day system. Monsters only appear at certain times, and there's 7 active party members at a time, which I thought was pretty wild. I didn't know about this before. You can have up to 7 people in your party at a time. Like that's just like 7 people wailing on one enemy. Just seems kind of fucking crazy, but it's also pretty cool because I think most RPGs limit it to 4. Anyways, they can all be pretty different too. There's different classes. There's 3 different like subcategories. So there's the attackers, the defenders, and the healers. In the attackers category, there's sword fighters, and those are like your balanced fighters. There's ogre, and those are like power like fighters, so they just have like heavier weapons and stuff like that. In the defender category, there's the zephyrs, and those are like more about evasion and counterattacking. And then there's the heavy guard, which is your like sentinel class, where it's going to be the one absorbing all the damage and just essentially taking all the hits. The healer has a couple of classes there as well. There's the medic gunner, and that's pretty much how it sounds. I'm guessing you just keep your distance, you heal from a distance, and you also have a gun. So, you know, that's pretty cool. Anyway, the tactician is a peer support, so you're going to be up close and personal with everybody. I'm not sure what kind of weapons you get to choose from with these, but I think every character has a different one. So anyways, each of these characters can be any of these classes. You can swap between them all, which I think is pretty cool. All allies can change between them all, and they change attacks and abilities. You can upgrade them. There's an ability tree, I believe I saw. and you can string abilities together in combat for staggering and for stunning the enemies. It's a pretty intricate system. It's got a combo system there, so that's pretty good. A lot of things in this game seem pretty awesome, so it's looking pretty good. Good reason to put it on number 2, I promise. There's the other 2 games on this list are pretty awesome as well, but we'll get to that. Anyways, looks like you can be assisted by like a hero class as well, just something extra. So like you get like an extra member of the team that also has extra fucking skills. So there's like each of these heroes has like, I think there's like 3 more classes on top. I don't think the other characters in your team, the other party members, can use these skills, but it's still cool because you can get some of these freaking awesome people on your team as well to help you. So just something else to look forward to. There's 2. The last thing I'll mention is like 2 of your party members can even like merge together to create like a super character. They're called like Ouroboros in this, but it's essentially like a fusion dance from Dragon Ball Z. This game looks pretty awesome. I definitely recommend checking it out if you're a JRPG fan. Let's move on to the next one.
And it's the honorable mention, Hellpie.
What a name. Coming out July 21st for the PC and the Nintendo Switch, we've got Hellpie. It's published by Head Up and it's developed by Sluggerfly. This game is a ridiculous and zany platformer with lots of humor and gore. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, if you like games like Conker's Bad Fur Day, this is like in the same kind of nature of that game, and it looks freaking hilarious. It's got this wild melee combat where you're like swinging around on this stupid little like Cupid farting, burping, fat, ugly thing. I don't even know if you can call that a human. I'm not too sure what it is, but anyways, you're attached to it with a fucking chain, and your character's like some devil-looking motherfucker. Anyway, you can swing around on this dude, and you can use him as a weapon, so you just swing him around at people. You're fighting like literal shit monsters, so this game is like toilet humor and everything. It's like it's ridiculous. That's all I can say. You're fighting shit monsters, so like it's only getting more and more ridiculous from there, I promise. So there's an ability tree, and you can like level up. There's different abilities you can get with this little fucking thing, and the boss fights look just as crazy. So goddamn, check this game out if you're interested in like just wild, insane humor. Let's move on to our number 1 pick.
Number 1, Stray.
Oh yes, kitty game number 1. I couldn't resist putting this one at number 1. This one I've been excited for a while, actually, ever since it showed it off. It's coming out July 19th for the PC, PS4, and the PS5, and it's published by Annapurna Interactive and developed by Blue 12 Studios. This game looks fucking great. Honestly, it looks perfect. I'm gonna shut up now. Actually, no, I'm not. I have lots to talk about. The game you play as a cat, dude. Obviously, I'm interested in that. I love cats. I'm a fucking cat lover. Where's my kitty? Nowhere around. Trying to murder Ash in the room. Oh no. Well, can't really do much about that. Anyways, you play as a cat in this game, which is just exciting on its own, but it's obviously going to feature lots of platforming. It's got this amazing looking cyberpunk looking world where everybody's like robots and stuff like that. It's fucking awesome. You're assisted by a drone called B12, which I guess is, you know, Blue 12 Studios. I guess that's like a joke on that. But anyways, they're going to serve as your voice and objective maker, and they're going to help you out in lots of situations, I'm sure. So the whole point of this game is to get your ass home. You've been separated from your family, and so that's all you're trying to do is get back to them, or at least to safety in some way. Just looks like a pretty cute game, honestly, aside from the sadness and the... I'm not sure if there's like a lot of evil things chasing after you, but I see some monsters and stuff. You know, you gotta be worried about those. I don't know if it's necessarily going to be a scary game or anything like that, is what I'm trying to say. It definitely looks visually striking. That's all I can say for sure. The world has a lot of character. I am very intrigued by it. It's going to feature large open-ended levels. It's not exactly open world, but it's, you know, it's not going to be like super small or anything like that. You're going to be able to like explore around. There's going to be secrets to find and that kind of thing. You're going to look around and find NPCs, and like I said, your drone's going to help you with that, where you're going to communicate with people and do quests for them. But like I said, your main quest is just trying to get your ass home. Last thing to mention really is that you find like abilities and stuff, I guess, later in the game. I'm not too sure how early it happens or not, but you get stuff that'll assist you with the enemies in this game, at least. I'm not too sure what that means, but I think I saw like a UV lamp, for instance, that could keep you safe in certain regards. I'm not too sure how that's going to help you in every situation or what other abilities you can get, but I am, like I said, it's a game about playing as a cat. I'm goddamn interested in this. I think most of the game is going to feature you running the fuck away, like a lot of other games where you're playing as a small creature. I mean, cats do have self-defense, but in a world where you're fighting against robots, I don't know how good claws are. So anyways, that's all we got to talk about for the top 5 of July. We'll be back next freaking month with another top 5, and it'll be for August. I think there's a couple cool games so far announced for that, but not too much until October pretty well. October's the big month for releases. That being said, stay tuned. Go check out the links down below to the rest of our channels, all of our pages. We're all over the place on social media. You can follow us and see what the fuck's going on with us. We've got lots of content planned for the future. Definitely more top 5s, but there's always going to be more Let's Plays coming out. You can check out the EDM animations I upload, and you can see any of the other projects that we're doing. If you follow us on Twitter, you'll get the notifications first. But that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. So support us if you want to. We appreciate it. But thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. Project dismissed. Peach out.